Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. I shalom to the elect, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us his truth. Peace, blessings to the brothers that's doing this work, and to the few sisters that's listening and learning. All right, just flowing through the spirit. Just watching the brothers' lesson, talking about, Israel has a problem with ruling. They have a problem with rulership. All right. Jake inherently wants to be like the heathen. Jake inherently wants to be like the heathen. They want to be amongst the heathen. They want to be down with the heathen, but they don't ever want to rule the heathen. And this is always it's always a trend whenever you're talking to our people, and you're breaking down the scriptures, you're going through the prophecies, you're going through the curses, you're bringing out all the facts, right, of the scriptures and linking it with history, right, with secular history of our people, trying to get Jake to adhere to understanding that they're Israelites and this is the Bible is your history, and they'll be with it, they'll be with it the whole time. You're going through the curses and everything and the slave ships. They with it, right? They're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But the moment you sit here and say, yeah, and the so-called white man is going into slavery and all the heathen are going to be servitudes to us, man. They're going to be our servants and slaves in the kingdom of heaven. What? Or even if you don't say the kingdom of heaven, you say, yeah, they're going to be our servants and slaves when we become in rulership. They're like, wait, what? And then at that point, they don't want nothing to do with the truth, man, because ultimately every nation on this planet would love to rule and have all other nations in subjection to them except our people, man. And that has been the downfall of our people because we have been too open and embracive of the heathen to the point where it has been our destruction. We've allowed them to bring their gods into our cultures, and we've lusted after their gods. We've lusted after their ways, all throughout the history. And then even fast forward to today, our people still lust after their gods, all right? Our people still lust after their gods. Our people still lust after, their... So, I got to check something real quick. All right, cool. Our people still lust after their cultures and their ways, And here it is, we're teaching our people that they have a custom and they have a culture and a heritage. And they don't want no parts of it, man, because ultimately Jake don't want to rule, man. You know why? And I'm about to get it right here. 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And our people love this world and everything that has been given unto them because, they ultimately love the way of the heathen because I don't know why it's so enticing to them when our culture is so beautiful, there's no form of paganism in our culture. Everything has meaning, all the works and behind our laws and our guidelines and our feast days, everything has substance, man. And everything is in order, right? And it flows with the world and with the earth. But our people, they want to be so invested, in predominantly Esau's culture, and the fact and the thought of, I'm not gonna say the fact, the thought of them ruling over these heathen is a stumbling block unto them, They rather be equal with the heathen rather than be above the heathen, But it says in Psalms 2, I believe verse 10, it says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. All right? So the heathen are our inheritance, and the earth is our possession. All things are ours, all right? So when you really go into it, the scriptures say that. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick, and I'll jump back to this. This is Sirach 17. All right, so Ecclesiasticus 17:17, it says, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion, man. The Lord has set a ruler over every people, man. Who is that ruler? Starting with Yahweh Shai, but it's the nation of Israel. All right, the Israel is the Lord's portion. All right, we're His special and chosen people that He deemed to be rulers over the earth. All right, so Jake needs to understand that, yo, you were created to rule the earth. You were created to teach the heathen the way of life. You were created to have the heathen in order. All right, you were created as a ruler and a judge of the earth. And our people, they've been so dumbed down to the point where they're okay with just being equal, man. And then the funny thing about it is they're not even equal in this economy, in this society. You know, you go into our ancestors during the civil rights movement, they all fought for equality and this and that. Martin Luther King, all that bullshit, all that bull crap, man, that they fought for. When we were better off segregated, man. Because when we were segregated, our people were united to a high degree. All right. In those days, when you saw another Jake, man, it was like a breath of fresh air, you know, because it was us against them. Now, Esau done turned our people against each other and has set cast a spell upon our people to where the thought of the white man not being in rulership is just asinine to them. They can't even fathom it. Jake can't even fathom being rulers, but then yet they want to walk around and call themselves kings and queens and all that shit. You know? But on the same token, when it actually comes down to you actually ruling and doing the duty of a king and a so-called queen, you don't wanna step up to the plate. You want to be soft, man. Let's go back to this John. Let's go to 1 John. Let's go to verse 16. It says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world." And that's all the heathen embody, man. Pride, flesh, carnalism, man. You know, just thinking lowly, you know, thinking of this earth and not beyond it. Verse 17, it says, "In the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever." Right. All right. So if you do the will of the Heavenly Father, man, you're going to abide forever, right? You're going to be rulers, and you're going to be immortals, and you're going to be gods, man, in the kingdom of heaven to come. All right. You're going to be gods, and you're going to rule, and you're going to judge the earth. You're going to judge the seas. You're going to judge the animals. You're going to judge the heathen, the people, you know. But the animals are going to be in order. All right. The earth is going to be in order. Why? Because the righteous ruler is going to be set in rulership. And not only is that, it's also that the Most High is going to give us a mind that cannot go off. All right. He's going to give us a celestial body and a fleshly heart. All right. He's going to write his laws in our inward parts. All right. So we are going to be programmed to be righteous and righteous only. All right. And when the Israelites, all right, specifically talking about the elect, Lord willing, you know, myself and anyone watching this, you know, Lord willing, we are of that number. We are going to be rulers and judges in the earth, and we're going to be set the earth and the world back in order. All right. All of the trees, the plants, you know, all the way down to the soil, the ocean, the animals. All right. Nature itself is going to be set back in order. And then we're going to then beat ultimately the heathen into subjection. You know, we're going to teach them our laws. Because there's going to be it's going to be bite back. So we're going to have to, you know, we're going to have to get physical with these heathen and show our power. You know, ultimately it's going to be shown when Yahweh Shai returns, but the Lord's going to have us set up to where, you know, we could flex a little. You know, I truly believe that. You know, the Lord's going to have it set up for at least a period of time where we really got to flex on the heathen. You know, it's just me speaking as a man. But, you know, we're going to set things in order, man. We're going to put the people in order. And Jake going to have to get okay with that, man. If you don't want to rule, all right, and you don't want the heathen in subjection and servitude, then ultimately you can die with the heathen, man. You know, because that's what the Lord wants. So ultimately you're adverse to the Lord. You know, if you're anti rulership and anti-servitude or slavery, whatever you want to call it, Well, guess what? You're anti the Lord because that's what the Lord has set up. The Lord made the earth for our sakes. All right. He has made the earth and the people for our sake. All right. He has made Esau, Edom, the wicked for the day of destruction and vengeance. And he has made the heathen, right? All the other nations to be servants. Why do you think when you go to all these other establishments that they're always the best servants, man? Esau made good servants. Moab, Ammon and them, they make amazing servants. Look at the work that they do. They always doing, some type of masseuse work, nails, all the relaxation type of stuff. They're always cleaners. All right, tailors. They're always doing the hard work, man, because they were created. They're gonna make Moab, Ammon, them. They're gonna make the best servants in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, and then Ishmael's gonna be right behind them. Ham, we gonna get. Hey, listen, man. They're gonna play their part. And if you don't, like I said, if you don't want to get down with that, well, listen, you could die with the heathen, man. Because ultimately, that's what the Lord wants, and that's what we want, man. And who doesn't want to rule, man? What king has no servants, man? I'm not saying you gotta treat your servants like shit, but to be a king and a ruler, you have servants. All right, you can however you treat your servants is how you treat them. But at the end of the day, they answer to you. They follow your order. They follow your law. And it's just that simple. Let's go over to Jeremiah. What is it? 17? Jeremiah 17. What is it? Is Israel a homeborn slave? Power it up. Jeremiah 2:14. It says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?" Yeah, why is Israel spoiled, man? Why are we always in subjection to other nations, and why are we always subject unto payments and to captivity? Well, that's ultimately because our mentality, going all the way back to coming out of Egypt, man. As soon as we went out into the wilderness, Jake was murmuring and whispering, "I wish we would have stayed in Egypt. Oh, we was living good in Egypt. Yeah, I know we were slaves and we were being oppressed, but at least we had, all that nonsense, man." When the Lord was just saying, "Listen, you're going to go through a small period of time to where I'm going to build you up." All right. It's just a small little transitioning period to where you're going to go through it's not going to be as easy as it once was. But once you get on the other side of this passage, this transition, the blessings are going to overtake you, man. But Israel, man, Jake mentality, impatient, pessimistic, soft, weak, ultimately, physically, we're powerful, we're strong, we got all the salt. But when it comes down to we're intelligent, everything's like that, right? Creative. But when it comes down to our mentality, and I'm just speaking, and I say I'm just speaking as Jake as a whole, Jake mentality is usually shot, man. So, hey, and Jake's mentality today is the reason why they living in oppression, and they enjoy oppression, man. And they do nothing to try to get up out of their oppression, man. So, hey, Lord willing, this video was edifying. Till next time, shalom.